Hello, you lovely students. So today we are going to work on solving two-step inequalities. And guess what? They work out the same way almost as two-step equations. So don't forget that if you're multiplying or dividing by a negative value, you have to flip the inequality sign. Well, this needs calibrated. Okay, glad you're back. All right, so we've got 9 plus 2/3 x is less than 1. So we're going to subtract 9 from both sides. And that's our very first step because we always eliminate that constant first. All right, so now we've got 9 minus 9 is 0 thanks to additive inverse. And we get 2/3 x is less than negative 8. Now that 2/3 is being multiplied to that x. So we're going to do the inverse of multiplication, which means to divide 2/3 by both sides. So we're going to have negative 8 divided, my pen's as tired of these notes as you are, 2/3. When I'm dividing fractions, I keep, change, flip, and I get negative 24 over 2. Negative 24 divided by 2 gives me negative 12. So you can do your number line however you want to. I like to do mine by 2s or 5s and any kind of increments. So since negative 12 was my answer, we get x is less than negative 12. We divided by a positive value here, so we did not have to change that inequality sign. So I'm going to say negative 16, negative 14, negative 12, negative 10, negative 8, negative 6, negative 4, negative 2, 0, 2, and 4. You can do your number line however makes you happy. So, I don't know why I drew a circle here. All right, so we're going to do an open circle at negative 12 because it's just the less than sign. And it tells me that x can be any value less than negative 12. Also, look at the direction my inequality sign is pointing. This way. Look which way my line went. This way. That's how you can check your answer if the variable is on the left side. All right, let's look at the next problem. N divided by 3 minus 4 is greater than or equal to negative 8. The first thing we're going to do is add 4 to both sides. N divided by 3 is greater than or equal to negative 4. So now, this n is being divided by 3. The inverse of division is being divided by 3. The inverse of division is multiplication. So we're going to multiply that 3 by both sides when we get n is greater than or equal to negative 12. We multiply by a positive value, so our answer stays the same. Now I'm going to graph this on this other number line just for time's sake, but you will need to graph this correctly on your number line. So I'm going to pretend that negative 12 is right here the same way I did up here. And that's going to be a closed circle because of the equal to sign under that. N can be any value greater than or equal to negative 12, so it's going to be going in this direction. Now, let's look at these. We've got 2x minus 5 is less than 9. I'm going to add 5 to both sides. And I get 2x is less than 14. Now, that 2 is being multiplied to that x, so I'm going to divide 2 by both sides. Two x divided by 2 is x, is less than 14 divided by 2 is 7. And that's my final answer. All right, let's get this one in. The first thing we're going to do is subtract 13 from both sides. All right, so we're going to get negative 7x is less than negative 21. That negative 7 is being multiplied to that x, so we're going to divide both sides by negative 7. But hold your horses because this is that different situation. We've got to change our sign. We're dividing by a negative coefficient. So now we're going to have x is greater than 3. We're just going to flip our sign around. Negative 21 divided by negative 7 is positive 3, if you remember your integer rules. All right. Now, we're going to subtract 2 from both sides. And we get negative 1/4 x is less than or equal to negative 1. Because 1 minus 2 is negative 1. Now, that negative 1/4 is being multiplied to that x, so the inverse is to divide negative 1/4 from both sides. All right, so I've got negative 1 divided by negative 1/4. And I keep, change, flip. Negative 1 times negative 4 is positive 4 with a denominator of 1, which just gives me 4. So I've got that x. I divided by a negative, so my sign is going to change to greater than or equal to positive 4. All right, let's look at the next one. The first thing I'm going to do is subtract 0.9 from both sides. And I get 4x is greater than or equal 0.1 minus 0.9 is negative 0.8. Now I'm going to divide 4 from both sides. And I get x is greater than or equal to negative 0.8 divided by 4 gives me negative 0.2. Now, my answer is negative, but I don't change my sign. I only change my sign when I divide that coefficient or multiply that coefficient by a negative number. All right, let's look at this bird problem. A music club charges 75 cents per song download, plus a membership fee of $5.70. Dan can spend at most $15. What is the greatest number of songs that Dan can download? So this is the price per song. We also have to add the membership fee of $5.70. And this amount that he spends is going to have to be less than or equal to the amount of money that he can spend. So he can spend at most $15. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is subtract $5.70 from both sides. And we get 0.75x is less than or equal to 9.3. Now the 0.75 is being multiplied to that x, so we're going to divide it by both sides. $0.75x divided by 0.75 just gives me x. 9.3 divided by 0.75 gives me 12.4. And that is your final answer. Whoops, sorry, not equal sign. Miss Drake is watching me while I do this and fixing me, so thanks, Miss Drake. All right, so is less than or equal to 12.4 songs. Have a great day.